Well, this is probably my first video on this channel that's inside. We are an outdoors channel, so most of my videos are actually all of them. I'm talking all of them are outside, but we got snow outside, it's winter, and I want to talk about how I get on big fish. So here we go, let's jump right into it. Welcome back to Garpco Outdoors, guys. Unless you're new to the channel, I suggest you guys to check out our videos, see what we're about, and consider subscribing to the channel, guys. If you are new to the channel, here at Garpco, I'm huge on trying to show people that bow fishing does not have to be expensive to get into. I know you look up all the other YouTube channels, they're running like $60,000 air boats and shooting the best bows and everything. But my channel, I'm showing you all that you don't have to spend that kind of money. You can do this cheaply. I don't even own an outboard motor. I'm using a trolling motor for all the things that I do in a cheap B-bottom or John boat. And that's what makes me different, is that I'm rolling on a budget. I'm not spending all this money to get on fish. I'm just doing it as cheap as possible to have some fun and do what I'm passionate about. And I want to pass that on to you guys and let you see that and show my success at bow fishing. Today I'm here to talk to you about how to get big fish. Everybody's asking me, Devin, how do you always shoot these monster gar and carp? Well, guys, the secret is I'm not shooting at every single fish. I've been bow fishing with a ton of people, and what do? They shoot at every single fish they see, no matter if it's this big, or a monster. They're always shooting. And let me tell you, throughout the 4 years of my bow fishing, I've shot a ton of big fish and a ton of small fish. And the secret to shooting the big fish is passing up on the little fish. It's easy as that. You pass up on the little fish, the big, smart fish that have lived several years, have experienced so much more, know that you are there if you're constantly shooting. So you want to keep yourself quiet and calm and just keep the water as if you are not there. And if you do this, the big fish will surface, especially gar. Gar, if you're shooting at all the little ones, big ones won't pop up. But if you're just staying in the water, acting like you're not there, big gar will surface. I'm talking 4 foot plus every single day. You'll shoot one if you can hit it, of course, which we all miss quite a bit. Aim low if you're new to bow fishing. I know a lot of people say, well, I just don't have the good spots. I don't have blah, 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 blah. But no, guys, it's not the spot. I promise you. There's big fish everywhere. I'm in Missouri. We're shooting big fish comparing to guys down in Texas. If you think you don't have the spots, you do. Just keep trying, and keep putting your eyes on the water. There's no better way to find a good spot and figure out where the big fish are located than just getting out on the water, getting outside, and trying to find these fish, because it is actually a hunt. Bow fishing is not regular rod and reel fishing where you're casting out a lure, your special lure, and almost just hoping that the fish is there. Bow fishing, you actually have to see the fish. Therefore, it makes it actually quite easy to know if the spot's good. If you're not seeing fish, it's bad for that day, but it varies day by day. Try new spots, try different areas, switch up what you're doing. If you're not seeing any big fish, move on, come back to that spot another day. Also, you want to target prime time. So you're going to want to target when the fish are spawning. So that's when they're breeding, and this happens different time periods for different fish, and the duration changes, but often the spawn happens within 24-hour spans and they're done. So what you're going to want to look for is this is going to happen around March, April, somewhere around there, depending on the species of fish you're targeting. And the water is going to be around that 65, 64 degree mark, and they're going to become real active and just start swarming all over each other. This is when you can find big fish just not caring at all that you're there. They are fearless during the spawn. They'll just do whatever, no matter what's going on around them. And this is a great time to target big fish. Foot-long gar that you're shooting, he could potentially be the next state record here. I mean, it's going to take some time. It might be like 9 years down the line, but he will grow if you just give him a chance to grow. Taking out all the small fish is okay within reason. I know there's bad days and you just want to be shooting and enjoy it. But to me, I like trophy hunting. I want to shoot that 5-foot gar versus 500 1-foot gar. It's just how I am. I know many people argue, well, they're invasive species, we need to wipe them out, which yes, I agree. So I've kind of just been talking about targeting big gar here by taking your time and not shooting at the small ones. This goes for your big carp too. If you're shooting at the little carp all the time and disturbing the water, your big carp are gonna disappear and swim elsewhere and get away from all the action. So once again, take your time, don't shoot at the small ones, and really keep your eyes out for the big guys. You'll be able to tell by the way they're shredding through the water, the size of their fins. If it's a grass carp, that top dorsal fin, if it's real large sticking out of the water, you know it's a big grass carp. So you want to just be patient, approach that fish extremely slow, and take your best shot option. I see a lot of guys, they get super excited and they're like pulling back and shoot instantly. But if you just be quiet, these fish will not spook. Grass carp are one of the hardest to do.
There he is. There he is. There he is. There he is, guys. Oh!
Also, what I kind of learned this last year. To get on a lot of big fish, what I did is I got in bigger bodies of water and targeted water that had a lot of current to it. What that current's doing, it's bringing in a ton of food and nutrients for these fish, and they absolutely love it. So what I started doing, we're here in Missouri, I started bow fishing the actual Missouri River and within dikes. And if you don't know what a dike is, it's a rock boundary that comes out into the water and directs the current. I believe they're for erosion purposes. It keeps the current more in the main channel versus eating away around the banks. But within these dikes, the water's almost at a stalemate, just very calm, flat, almost like it's a pond within the river. And big fish love this area, like I said, because of the food, the nutrients that's flowing in from the river. And you can find these massive fish. Here in Missouri, on the Missouri River, it's called the Big Muddy for a reason. It's super dirty water, so the visibility is not very good. So you got split-second shots that you got to shoot at these large fish when they're surfacing up for air or whatever they're doing. But in other states, I imagine where you have better water clarity, you're going to be able to get inside the same dikes and you'll be able to see these fish everywhere. They're just in abundance inside these dikes or along the banks of the river. Also, bowfish mouths of creeks. The mouths of creeks are popping because there's eddies, which an eddy is just where the water's swirling like a little tornado. I'm sure if you've guys seen them. But once again, all this is an abundance of food for these fish, and they absolutely love it and die for it. If y'all have any questions, I'm doing this just kind of on the fly. But if you want to know more about how I scout for spots or certain times of the day I go, just leave it down in the comments below. I answer all the comments you guys have. I love you guys when you interact with me. That's what it's all about. I want to teach what I've learned from bow fishing, and I want you all to also teach what you've learned. If you've had a great experience, let me know what works. My favorite time, a lot of people ask this, when's your favorite time to bow fishing? Mine's during floods. I absolutely love floods because the water comes up, it gets in the vegetation, which once again, that's food. That's zooplane, phytoplane in the water, which is small plant and animal matter. And that's what most of the fish eat around here is the zooplane and phytoplane. And so when the water's up, You can find grass carp up in the grass, just hitting the tops. You'll be able to see it. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. But they'll just be tearing up the grass and moving, and you'll be able to spot a grass carp from 100 yards away. And also, this will bring the big fish up into your smaller creeks from the river. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment. It really helps the channel grow. And like I said, if you're not subscribed, consider you to subscribe or think about it. It means a lot to me, guys. And I hope for another great year of bow fishing. Hope to get on some big fish, maybe get in the 50-pound club. We were really close last year, but didn't get it done. And I want to thank you all for your time, and let's have a great season. Thanks for the support, y'all. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram at Garpco. That's GRP.co.